Hello friends, I am here out with the beautiful daisies and I have a little offering for you as I've been preparing for Litha or Solstice, which is just around the corner now, and I did a journey into this card, liminal, which was very interesting. So I'm gonna jump right in and share some of the wisdom that I got with you. As I was journeying into this card, the first thing that happened was that I emerged through water and I immediately felt seal energy. So the seals appeared and carried me on their backs to an island, and on this island I met this liminal being. It felt like a feminine presence. She was kind of see-through, almost very pale light blue, and I saw a bright full moon and all the lunar phases on the sky above her, and underneath that a bright burning sun. And this energy was sort of a little bit like, felt similar to trickster energy. She started to weave her body in between trees, and I asked her if she could share with me some wisdom for Litha, this upcoming Sabbath, which is the peak of the year when it comes to growth and aliveness. And the sun, of course, is at its peak. So what I saw brings me to some other cards, because I was then shown, I'll just arrange this so you can see, and the daisies can be with us here. She turned into this birthing woman, very similar to this card. And this is, in fact, the card for Litha in this deck, the Old Ways Magick Oracle by Naomi Cornock. I will link that or mention it below. It's one of the cards for Litha because there's two in this deck. And what I saw was that she started giving birth constantly. She was just birthing and birthing and birthing these beings and creations that were not necessarily humans, but they were like almost these see-through energies. And the more she birthed, the more these energies started to support her. The first thing she birthed was an energy that was immediately surrounding her or standing behind her and supporting her. And then all these other energies that she birthed did the same. They were the supporting allies surrounding her in this thickening web that just became thicker and thicker the more she birthed. And it was so beautiful because she was receiving all of this life force through her body, and the life force beings she created or birthed did support her so that she continued so that she could continue to birth more life. And that, I think, is a powerful message for each of us. And indeed, in this journey, first I was actually invited into her room. So I was traveling through her yoni and uterus or into her to her womb, and then she breathed me out through her mouth and started nursing me so that I grew fast. And then I was too big for that to happen again, but I now became a birther. So in all of these journeys that I am sharing and will share with you, when I say that I experience something, when I share that, it is because these are messages that are for all of us. It's not about me at all. It's just the way that I see it in the vision. So you can replace when I say I with you if you want. And so I consulted my tarot cards for a little bit of further guidance here for us, to go a little deeper into this message. And I asked, how can we trust? What can help us to trust more life force to flow through us? And these two cards showed up. And they have been showing up quite a lot lately, actually. So this is the Eight of Swords. And it is suggesting here that we may feel that a life force is somehow trapped, but that is very likely to do with some old beliefs that we are now ready to let go of. This life, in the form of this butterfly, is ready to just fly. It can just fly away from these seeming obstacles. So it's something about freedom here, you know, allowing and letting the life force flow through will in fact probably cause us to feel less suffering than to try to resist it, which we can unconsciously do. Of course, it's not often conscious. And when I say life force, I was also shown that, you know, life force is not always this like beautiful, lovely, like happy clappy feelings. It's all of it. Life force is all of the feelings, allowing all of it, allowing the difficult feelings, the shameful feelings, the beautiful feelings, the hidden feelings, like all of it. Just let it pass through, just like the birthing woman. Just birth anything new that shows up in your field, because all of it is part of life. And I think it is the resistance that makes it the hardest for us, not the experience in itself always. Of course, I know that's easy to say, and we can be confronted with really difficult challenges in our life. I have indeed been many times, so I'm not saying it's easy, but I am saying I do believe more and more that this is a key to freedom, in the sense that we can move through our experiences with more ease. Kind of like the seal, you know. Also, I think that it's interesting that the seal energy showed up, because the seal, first of all, it's a liminal being. It both belongs in the water and on land, and it's very connected to intuition and feelings. And it also often has this playful energy. So it is in the depths, but it can also play, you know. And so can we, which again leads me to, you know, seeing this liminal being as this sort of trickster being, almost, not in a negative way, not necessarily in a positive way either, but just like playing a little bit with perception, which leads us to this other tarot card that showed up, which is the Seven of Cups. I also found that interesting in this context, especially because you can see here both the sun and the moon sort of opposing each other, which I mentioned just now is what I saw in my journey. So this card is playing with perception, and often we interpret this about choice or fantasy. Here I think, you know, it is saying something about perception, but maybe more in like a playful and positive way here, that do we really know like what is what? Can we maybe find ways to hold opposing energies that don't seem to fit with each other? Can we hold space for the mystical and the stuff that we don't understand? It is, you know, a very liminal card, the way that it's depicted in this deck especially, which is the Wild Unknown Tarot by Krans. The power in the card in the middle here is very much in allowing and accepting living with polarity and ambiguity, and you know, it's not necessarily about knowing but more about flowing and allowing. I wanted to just finish this off with a very short little tune. It's an ancient Norwegian tune called a steb, and I just wanted to sing it for you as a little solstice offering. Okay, I hope this was helpful for you in some way. I hope that you can let the life force flow through you even more during this solstice, and that the sun will bless you with its presence, and that you can connect to life through your heart. Thank you for being here with me, and I hope to see you some other time. Bye!